How's everybody doing? So just wrapped up a Bible study. My goodness gracious. I hope y'all been following this Revelation study. It has been absolutely amazing. Mike's got a lot of good prep for us. So when I went through Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, which, you know, the first and the second wife saw Bible study. Excuse me, let me load it. By the way, I want to make it real clear that Michael's made a strong case as he presented to me that Trump's going to be, or he presents to us that Trump's going to be at this NRA thing in Houston on Friday. And remember I told you a few weeks ago, God, we always envisioned it going down on a Friday, just like Jesus, right? Friday. And just like the entertainer's name is called The Weeknd, right? That was his name, The Weeknd. And Saturday night's all right for fighting, that by Saturday night, the rioting would be in the streets. All the calamity, you know, would have begun by then. So, right? I mean, isn't that kind of all what we've been sort of conditioned for, right? Is that the best way to say it? And so, yeah, so that's Friday. He's going to be at an NRA rally, whatever, a support group system. And the next day, he's CASPER, the friendly ghost. He's ghosted. He's going to be in CASPER, Wyoming. Now, that, of course, tells us that Friday's the day, because he's a ghost on Saturday. Does that mean it's going to happen? Yeah, no. No, that is always the psyop. They always get us to bite, and we always do, and then nothing ever happens. And they want us to look like idiots because they can see the future. They know we're the only ones doing this on Earth. There are no other groups that are tracking the Antichrist deadly wound event that opens up the book of Revelation, which begins the four horses of the apocalypse. They just, that's not how it goes. It'll happen on a day we least suspect it, right? But we like throwing it out there just in case, because you never know. I'm going to officially tell you that there's no way he's going down Friday at this NRA thing. Good. That means maybe they will, because I'm not about making predictions. This is not for my ego. This is all just to glorify the Lord, and we glorify him through the truth and God's word that we share. Today marks Joe Kane said, today marks the 13th week to the day that Russia invaded Ukraine. Ceasefire today, tomorrow. My pet goat, white flag, Angelina Jolie. Dollar goes woo, 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 down. Fuels inflation. S&P 500. People really feel the pain at the pump, grocery store. Trump event. Then 28th, the sun is right at the bull's Taurus eye. Then the sun moves into the horns on 6/1 nearly 3 days later. Nice job, Joe. Joe messaged me today. Good stuff, Joe, on Facebook. I like Joe. Thankful for Joe. Big time, Joe. We like Joe. So, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. Interesting that it's got 5-1, 5-1-8. First wife, 62848 times myself, 82362, 51. What did I say? 518. Isn't that what I said? 5-1, 5-1, 5-1-8 is the number. What's my next marriage progression? Which was Candy, who was sitting with the first wife, who was the 517. So, but they can only squeeze in 5 numbers there. So they squeeze in 5-1, 5-1-8. First wife, second wife. sat there at a total solar eclipse, and they watched Mamma Mia while I was over there with my son watching The Dark Knight. My son's in rehab right now, or about to leave detox, heading to rehab. Sounds a little better today. No real accountability in his voice. Talking to his wife, who doesn't want us to have anything to do with our son. I could hear the disappointment in her voice when I said, "Oh, that's him calling me now." She goes, "Okay, bye." And my son's like, "She don't want." He goes, "I'm in trouble. Did you tell her that that was me calling?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "I'm in trouble." He goes, "She doesn't want me to have anything to do with y'all." His wife's crazy. I told y'all that. She's crazier than a sprayed roach. So it's a very weird, freaky situation. You know, I'm not going to get into it in case this would leak back to her in any way. But let's just say there's a lot of moving parts and all of it's very nutty. But it's all ordained by the Lord. My best hope is that my son is just a lost sheep, and as this world is about to collapse, somehow he's going to stay alive through World War III. Somehow, some way. Or the Lord will call him during World War III, and then he'll die. Or that he'll somehow stay alive through World War III. He won't be the 1 out of 4 that get killed on this earth. And at the time of the abomination of desolation, the Lord will call him. As lost as he's been his whole life, most of the church will be called at the abomination of desolation. Guarantee it. And then once the last non-bloodline sheep has been called, which is the fullness of the Gentiles coming in, the blindness of Israel, which is the true bloodline, will be lifted, and a remnant will know the Lord. But that remnant had been keeping the Torah, and all their ancestors before them, goats. And they were on their way to goathood. But of course, they were meant to be the remnant. And the remnant is awakened. But up until that moment, the remnant believed that that temple was the Jewish temple, because these are people that keep the Torah, keep the commandments best they can. And it might be 144,000 scattered across this earth that are of the remnant seed that were lost, are keeping the Torah, keeping the feast days, and get the call. Or it might be them fused in with Gentile blood church members, and we're combined 144,000 total, and that's what is left when the Lord stops the bloodbath. If it's 144,000 exact number when the Lord stops the bloodbath, it might be bloodline or it might be a mixture. But I do think he will stop it with 144,000 sheep left on earth, which is what is said. It could be symbolic, obviously, but I think it will be a literal number. It clearly states lest he cut those days short. What days? Well, 1260, 3.5 years, 42 months. Unless I cut those days short, no flesh would be saved. He has to cut it short. I think on the third day, I think he stops it, or at the most 3.5 days, to be symbolic of the 3.5 years. I think that's it. And they quickly kill all Gentile church, but God protects the bloodline church and stores them into safety. Or he just, at the end of when he puts an end to the bloodbath, which is detailed very much so there in Revelation 6. We just went over it. When he puts an end to that bloodbath, that he just takes those remaining and then seals them. and takes them to an area of protection, and then he starts to unload his wrath. Out of all the studying that I do, bouncing back and forth between Daniel and Revelation with the obvious spiritual discernment he's given me, or else I wouldn't be able to do these Bible studies. That's the best I can come up with. Let God be true and every man a liar. If you've got something better, give it to me. Just make it biblical. Don't give me theories. Give me Bible verses. Give me passages. So the next progression of the 517 of the first wife would be 518. Mama mia, here we go again. 5-1 for first wife, 518 for me and the second wife combined. 5-1 for me and the first wife combined. 517 was actually the 3-digit carryover. You cannot make this up. What is on the neck of Christian Bale in that movie I showed y'all a while back? A 151, which is Memorial Day, which is another potential day. But there's 5, 151, 8. Mama mia, here we go again. That's the MPA number. Can't make it up, can't make it up, can't make it up. I wouldn't bother to make it up. Vengeance is the Lord's, right? Romans 12:19. What does Batman say? Batman says, I am vengeance. It's exactly what he says. Let's get you caught up firstly. And you'll know it. So you've got the girl with the dragon tattoo, villain, the murderer on the left. So all these movies are about Trump. Daniel Craig was in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and he had sex with the girl with the dragon tattoo. So Trump will be having the sex act spiritually, figuratively, whatever, with Lucifer, the goddess. That is when Satan will then enter into him. They deem it as sort of a sexual act. Back then they had sex magic rituals. So Trump becoming Satan, or Satan infusing in with Trump, using Trump's body as an avatar, isn't just an exorcist act. It is a sex act. And even in the movie The Exorcist, I think she masturbated with a cross, if I'm not mistaken. So sex is actually always tied into sex ritual magic with them. The Exorcist, Reagan masturbates with a cross. The infamous crucifix scene. The scene plays out with a mother bursting into the room to catch her daughter masturbating. What does Reagan do with the cross? I think you get the idea. So Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, we showed you the photos frame by frame with the subtitles. My right eye, ow, that's my eye. She doctors him up, and then they have sex. And she has the dragon tattoo on her back. And you're like, that's no she. Well, there you go. There's your Baphomet either way. The gentleman on your right is from Kingsman, the Golden Circle movies series, not the final movie, The King's Man. That was the Bond M character. I mean, it's so bizarre the way all this links up, but then again, Lord's given us discernment to figure this stuff out. That's all you can do is thank you, Jesus. And of course, the third father, because this girl doesn't know who her father is. The third father is 007 Pierce Brosnan. So literally 007, girl with dragon tattoo villain, Kingsman Golden Circle. All movies that relate to that situation. We know that vengeance is the Lord's. Amen.
Romans 12:19.
When you're wronged, you don't go out and right that wrong. Somebody flattens the air out of your tires, you don't go burn down their house. You don't go flatten the air out of their tires. Vengeance is the Lord's.
God says, vengeance is mine.
He's vengeance. So when Jesus or God says vengeance is the Lord's, you see what Trump or the Antichrist or Satan is saying, right? Saying vengeance is mine. And what you have to sort of get into is the fact that once the Trump event takes place, it's no longer Donald Trump in any way, shape, form, or size. It is Satan from A to Z. That's why I don't care if I use God, Jesus, Holy Spirit in anything. I don't ever say the Holy Spirit died on the cross, but I could, and I wouldn't have a problem with it. They're the same. Anytime people start to say there's three persons, let us make God in our image. He's talking to, that's God talking to Jesus, or no. Punch them in the nose mentally. Elbow them in the mouth mentally. Give them the Three Stooges eye poke mentally. Not physically, because vengeance is the Lord's, but mentally go to war with them with a sword. No, that word Elohim, one of the definitions is angels. That's why Satan got upset. He saw that God was making man and he didn't like it. He got jealous. So from there, that's a lot of your stuff. That's a lot of your issue right there. The possible reach. Hang on just a quick second. Let me see who's beeping me.
The Wayne Tower. You know.
Trump Tower, Wayne
Trump
Tower.
Yeah.
I mean, Christian Bale walked right out of Trump Tower in The Dark Knight Rises. Or was it The Dark Knight? I think it was The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah. And Trump went to the premiere.
And it's a reach, but so you got Trump Tower, Wayne Tower. You got 20.
Oh, that's what it was. So Trump, Wayne, they're both towers. Trump and Wayne. That's a T and a 23 with your simple gematria. A 20 and a 23 is 2023. Is that when he rises as Antichrist? It's just a theory. It's a reach, but it's a possible reach. Like it's mathematical. Trump Tower,
Well,
Wayne Tower, because there's really no reason why his name should be Wayne, right? Like Damian Thorne is the initials Donald Trump. Same amount of letters, Damian, Donald, Thorne, Trump. We never really have found any reason why his name is Wayne, other than Trump 20, Wayne 23, 2023 Antichrist. That's all I can come up with. What other reason is there why his name is Wayne? So the next one is the fact that the 2nd of October is right in front of us. The year this movie came out, The Batman, was 2022. So the year 2022, 2nd October, is that when he's going down? Or as I told Michael, is that just code for his expiration date? Or when he actually is going to go down? In other words, is Friday at the NRA, is that our October 2nd moment? So in other words, October 2nd is just a term for Trump event. And when they flash that October 2nd, are they telling you that's when he's going down? Which seems to be so painfully obvious, but we can't count on anything about them being obvious. Or is that just, is it a code word or is it literal? We'll never know until he goes down.
So
we're not going to know everything until it happens and we look backwards. We're not soothsayers here.
So we know October 26th is big, and we know October 28th is big.
Okay, so what this video is about how the movie opens up at Halloween. Like Donnie Darko is all about the, the event to the right eye with Frank takes place at a Halloween party. So it's like the 30th, right? The 29th or the 30th of Donnie Darko. And that's when the Halloween festival was in Donnie Darko, the 26th through the 30th. We know the Gateway Arch is the 28th. So the murder in this movie that opens this movie takes place on Halloween night. And they said that it's during this week.
When this was said.
Certainly is not the first time Buffett has been wrong by the
Certainly not the first time, in fact.
And a eerie coincidence.
It's an eerie coincidence.
20 years ago this week.
20 years ago this week that Bruce Wayne's family was killed. So his family was killed in that window of the Donnie Darko Festival, 26th through the 30th. Because it's Halloween. If they said this week, that kind of tells us before, doesn't it? If not, wouldn't they say next week? So we just passed the anniversary of Wayne's family going down as this movie begins. So it kind of lets you know that his parents were killed at the end of October. Now, when you go back and watch Donnie Darko, after Donnie shoots Frank in the right eye and kills him, he then goes back in time and everything gets reversed, and then he dies on October 2nd when the jet hits. So which is the actual date? Is it the end of October or is it October 2nd? Because there's a right eye deadly wound at the end of October. I invite y'all to watch Donnie Darko and watch the director's cut. Watch it in Blu-ray and watch it over and over and over. I'm due for another one. It's just been a while, and it's tough to get back to that dark spot because it's a dark movie. I decided to take 62 times 163464 because Trump's number is it's the 6 months. 6 times 14 times 1946. His number is 163, second wife, 464, third wife. What if we times him by the second wife? 62. It begins with a 1 and then a 0. Well, there's your 101. There's your atom number, 76. But it's a single digit with a 0, so we times it by 7154. We get the 725, which is the single Trump Tower address, even though it's 721 through 725 with its multiple addresses. And it made me think, because when I went searching for that, I was saying to myself, please, can we see the exact date when he's going to go down when I run this? And it did give us a 725. Him going down on July 25th is not a reach. That is the address of Trump Tower. Yeah. I mean, you can't sneeze at that, can you? If I do my entire first wife's number times 163464, you get a 1027, October 27th, with 102 coding, October 2nd. And remember, I was hoping to get a date. When you times it by the 7154, since it begins with a single digit then a 0, you get a 666. Actually, you get 4 of them, and it ends in an 88. You get a 996 with a 666 and an 88. 73, my third marriage progression number. First marriage was 7138. Remember, the first day I got married, first time I got married, 3 times, 12 times, 1983. 83, that murder code. 71388. There was an 88 and a 138. There was Donald Trump and Trump in the day number. The Lord told me to do these day numbers through multiplication since I was a kid or teenager, or so. I can't remember when that part came into play, but it was a long time ago. long enough to where I can't remember. Which tells me the next progression is 714, 3 digits. And I got married on 714, July 14th. I know. It's crazy. And they're both together watching Mamma Mia when I'm watching The Dark Knight on a total solar eclipse on August 1st. When the next day, I asked my second wife for a divorce because the Lord made me an absolute putz my entire life with marriage, divorce, marriage, divorce. I'm telling you, deep. By the way, it was 1:25 a.m. when I was looking at all this, and I stopped the movie, and it was at 17:25, which is 1725. July 25th will be something we will take a look at. Do backwards progressions from that date and from December 7th. Let's do it. Hang on. What do I love about December 7th? Well, that's when World War II started. Well, there's a full moon on December 7th. What in the world if Trump goes down on December 5th? When when my son married his first wife. Her middle name's Michelle, like my first wife's middle name's Michelle. His first wife was born in 1973, like my second wife was born in 1973. Yes, my son and I have been married to 2 different people that were born in the same year. In other words, he married a much older woman and I married a much younger girl. 12 years, 10 years, 22 years apart. My son and I are 22 years apart. We met in the middle. So you want to start going backwards? Well, let's go backwards 148 days. From December 7th. Really, December 5th would be more like it to me. Land on June 23rd. If you do it from the 5th and let him rise on that full moon, which would begin the war, World War III, because World War II, December 7th, remember, a date that will live in infamy, blah, blah, blah. Wasn't that the Pearl Harbor? And Trump event would be our Pearl Harbor. So let's just keep it at 12/7. My goodness gracious. That lands on June 5th, that date we're looking for. We're looking at that date. It's not a May Day date. That's a big date, though. There's a lot of stuff that lands on that date. It's the April 29th date. Yep. A lot of stuff on that date. That's the June 5th date. Every bit of that. Oh, man. We're not going to go over it. We've been over it. You can freeze frame it, screenshot it. If you're sitting on a cell phone, if you're on your TV, you can just press pause and read it. That's why I made all these fonts big enough for you. All right, let's keep going. Let's back it up from July 25th. A fantastic day for him to go down on. May 12th. I don't remember a lot on that date. Oh, that's our June 18th date, y'all. I just did something on June 18th yesterday. Something that blew my mind. I didn't put it in here, did I? It wasn't something you track like that. That's my Groundhog Day divorce date when I 86 the 88. That's the total eclipse of August 1st, 2008 when I saw The Dark Knight. It's the 9/11 2001 event cipher. That next one bumps up to July 25th. Golly. Which is his address at Trump Tower. October 20th, 1978. I'm gonna score my touchdown. Okay. There was something about that date that I got into yesterday, and I can't remember what it was. Let me see if I think I know what it was. $136 plus 33, 169. 169 minus 151. That's it. Y'all know what that is, don't you? At June 18th. My friend, my Mayday friend, when she turned 13463 days old on March 11th, 33 days later, I turned 22196 days old. Those are the first 10 digits in Trump and I's combined number, 13463 22196. And then 33 days after that, total lunar eclipse. And then 33 days after that, the fourth progression that began on March 11th lands on June 18th, which is day 169 with 196 left. So there's your 69, 96 yin yang kind of stuff going on. Is there any bigger day in my mind than June 18th right now? No. That would be the day right there. Why? There's just too much. It's part of that progression. It's part of the it's part of the July 17th progression. I'm sorry, it's part of the July 25th progression on the 37 cipher. It's part of the 33, 33, 33. It's the 99 days. It's all part of that. March 11th, August 13th, May 16th, June 18th, the 33, 33, 33 days. That was all about Trump and I's combined number. The 9/11 2001 event cipher hits right on it. The total solar eclipse of when my two wives saw Mamma Mia when I was watching The Dark Knight cipher. That was a total solar eclipse on that day. If I said lunar, I'm sorry. June 18th, June 5th, June 18th, June 5th. Yes, we're going to keep an eyeball on Houston. That is all possible stuff. But my goodness, this is just nutty. It's nutty. I'm glad we checked those out. Batman and Girl with Dragon Tattoo motorcycle. Batman in this movie rode motorcycles through the whole movie, and he was really big with computers. Remember last time it was more like Lucius Fox was big with the computers, and you know, there's Alfred and all this. No, in this movie here, Batman does his own technology. Batman is his own guy. Girl with Dragon Tattoo, she was all about computers. You give her a laptop, she can do anything in the world. Or it goes to the machine, in other words. Hack into anything, get into anything, anytime, anything. So can he. He can do anything with computers. And they both were big, big, big nonstop motorcycle riders. Throughout the whole movie, Batman's on a motorcycle. Begins and ends with motorcycles. He rides off into the sunset with Catwoman on a motorcycle. Girl with Dragon Tattoo. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, she was all about riding her motorcycle. They showed her on that bike 50,000 times in the movie. They showed Batman on a motorcycle 50,000 times in the movie, and not some fancy Batmobile, just a regular motorcycle. There's the October 2nd photo. I got into it a little more carefully. Project October 2nd, right? Is really just the Trump assassination date. All right, let's go through Michael's prep. October 2nd, still most likely date. However, it is too obvious. Donnie Darko died on October 2nd, 1988. They're recreating 1988 and 2002. He says, however, is that too obvious? Just with a period instead of a question mark. I used to do that all the time too. Hey man, I'm your English teacher. I can't give you 100 on this one. I want to circle it and you go back and correct it and you get 100. That's how my college comp class was. He circled every mistake, hand him back in the corrected paper, and he made A. An idiot could have made an A in that class, and one did. That was me. Trump will appear at NRA conference on Houston, May 27th, one day prior to his Save America rally in Casper. Is that when he's going down? Absolutely. Maybe. Enough is enough. Kamala Harris, again with the enough is enough stuff. He said it's happening everywhere. They're all saying it. Biden, enough is enough. Remember that enough is enough card? Enough is enough. School districts across Bay Area, relax, Texas. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Like, when is enough enough, man? Enough is enough is enough. I can't go on. I tell you what, if I can ever hit the right button when I'm trying to do something. Enough is enough. Disco. It was Barbara Streisand. Michael goes, you've shown us that before. Donna Summer, No More Tears. Barbara Streisand, Donna Summer, No More Tears, Wikipedia. Don't look like they'll give us a release date on this. Yeah, it just says released October. Hey, thanks. Recorded in a time frame between August 14th through the 28th. The length is 439. The wet album version is 819. The on the radio 12-inch version has got the 143 coding, along with Eve 1143. Got 439, 1143, 819. And that's super duper. That's just great. That on the radio. I remember all that disco stuff, man. Jeez. Russian diplomat resigns over Ukraine war. Enough is enough, he says. From the release of iPad Go to the elementary schools, we're, I don't like saying it. Or 19 was the amount of little ones that they claim into adults. This is exactly 9 years, 11 months, and exactly 119 months from their release of iPad Go. The one-eyed rep, Dan Crenshaw. The one-eyed rep, right-eyed. It's utterly darkened. Dan Crenshaw. He's a 110, 6660. In the gematria comes to Donald Trump in reverse reduction. Comes to Don Trump, Chaldean. Comes to Donnie Darko in 3 ciphers. 911, President, Apollyon, Total Eclipse. Texas, USA. Black Friday. Ooh. Society of Jesus. Assassin. Jesuit order. Adolf Hitler. Michael, your gematria research since day one has always been the most fantastical stuff. You got a 109 and a 119. Is that like a 40-day period from October 9th's full moon to a day after no, that's not a 40-day period. That's a 1 month period. That's a 31-day period, basically. October 9th to November 9th also, along with 119 coding. So the 19 amount of little ones in the event. So that's what he's saying the 109 is for. And then the reversal is 911 of that. So, and again, with the IPEC GOAT, 9 years, 11 months to the day. So yeah, all your sports is fake. Good stuff. Bridge of Dawn. Bridge of Dawn. Nearby suburb, Trump International in Scotland, where the one-eyed rep Dan Crenshaw was born. Bridge of Dawn. Jeez. ISIS plotting to take out W in Dallas. That's weird timing. He had the D on his hat and IPEC GOAT. The community of Uvalde, according to NBC News article, Uvalde, Texas was incorporated in 1888. So you get your 888 coding. Some things that we left out because I'd already clicked on them to do a Facebook post is Michael had watched this video I later watched of this 322 on the tank at Tiananmen Square. He said Tiananmen Square was all fake. And I saw the same video about hours later. I was like, good grief, you're right. Tiananmen Square too. Everything's been fake. Like they erected the goddess of democracy at Tiananmen Square. And if you go to my Facebook, there's the photos. I did a little, there's the Tiananmen Square tanks, which was all fake and staged. The goddess of democracy was what they erected at Tiananmen Square. 322 skull and bones on the tank, which is all about Genesis 322, that man can now see good and evil. And there they are, Tiananmen Square, erecting the goddess of democracy right there. Mystery Babylonian religion, 10,000% through and through. So we did comments, we did preps, we did TT3. We need to do the chart. I'm glad I look at this checklist, y'all. Where would I be without it? Well, forgetting stuff and having to do a second video, that's where I would be. Tomorrow is very simple. First of all, I just want you to know I love tomorrow because on the third day, he's CASPER, Wyoming. Really, you know, we like that 27th. The 27th doesn't hit for us on anything. It's Christian Bale's birthday. That's one. And it was a release date of It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, which I just did expose on. And it was released on 11/7, 1963, 11/7, Revelation 11/7 coding, rising from the pit. Tomorrow is Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again release date, and the X Across America, Total Solar. Need to put that word solar in there, don't I? I do believe so. Hello. So tomorrow to me is a little bigger than Friday, actually, because there's no eclipse, but there's an eclipse somewhere that lands on the 27th. We always thought he'd go down on a Friday anyway, didn't we? So we like the 26th. We like the 27th. We like them big time for two different reasons. On the third day is CASPER, Wyoming. That's why I love the 26th. Plus the Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again release date, which I think is extremely large, along with the X Across America of 2017, that one. This is big, big, big time stuff here. Big time stuff. Even though it's just two items. Those are two big items. Good grief, could Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again be any bigger with James Bond's in it. Kingsman the Golden Circle's in it. Girl with the Dragon Tattoos in it. It's the same release date. Mamma Mia released the same day as The Dark Knight. Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, the same day just different years as the Dark Knight Rises, July 20th. So Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again incorporates basically everything except Donnie Darko and Back to the Future in it. That's a big release date, and it's all by itself with the X Across America. Total Solar. Why do we like the 2017 one for the Trump event more than the second one in 2024? Because the first X would mean its beginning, and the second X means, or the second line that makes the X that closes out the X means the ending. So one for the Return of the Lord, well, not the Return of the Lord, excuse me, the ending of the Abomination of Desolation. So, or God's, it's April 8th, 2024. God's wrath lasts a while, because you know that one wrath situation lasts 5 months. 5 months where they're going to be tormented. And folks, that's after the Antichrist declares himself to be God, that the wrath of God begins. There's no way you're in any type of wrath or sores popping up or scorpions. No. They try to confuse you by having their own sores pop up on people and make you think that's that biblical. No. They just duplicate everything God does. They get to have their moment where they get to pop sores up on people. Because the wrath of God is going to be nasty. God's wrath is going to be rough on them, boy. All right, folks. Love you. Michael, amazing hardware. Good stuff. Joe, thank you for your comment. Don't get a lot of comments, do I? I just really wonder how many people really watch these videos. I think it's a bogus number put up. I think they copy our videos and send them out to tons of people. They give us a bogus little number of the amount of people that watch my videos. But if it was real, where's all the comments? I never hear from anybody. I had 37 people watch that. I think we heard from Joe Kane. 29, I don't think we heard from anybody. 42, did we hear from anybody? 43, did we hear from anybody? 43 views with a 55-minute video. Not even an FU or middle finger or you're an idiot, nothing. No hate mail, no hate comments. No, you're a narcissist comment. What's the matter with you comment? Nothing. Nothing. Is anybody watching them? Except me and Michael and Joe and a few others. The guy that commented that said he came out of addiction and all that. I mean, there's a few people that comment, but I have to really wonder. I'm sure do. Is this about us here? Nope. All right. Just want to make sure there are no more new comments. Love y'all.